First at 4, teachers from elementary to high school could be punished if they discuss sexual orientation and gender identity under a new proposal.
It mirrors several bills moving through the legislature that critics are branding Don't Say Gay 2.0. West 2 News political reporter Greg Fox live outside Edgewater High School in College Park this afternoon. And Greg, the Board of Education could make this change in a matter of weeks.
Right now, it's set for April 19th, unless that changes. So it's going to happen here in less than a month. And it essentially expands on the law that we've had on the books now since last year that addresses what we can say in grades K through 3 when it comes to gender identity and sexual orientation, and would extend that through middle school and to high school. 2022 brought Florida teachers, students, and parents the Parental Rights in Education law. It prohibits discussions in kindergarten through 3rd grade classes dealing with sexual orientation and gender identity. Republican lawmakers are pushing this year 2 bills that would not only extend the ban on discussion of gender identity and sexual orientation to the 12th grade, but also restrict the use of pronouns on school campuses that are different from girls being described as her or she and boys being described as he or him. Students don't like the measures.
It's kind of dumb because if your parents are not accepting, then that can probably get you in trouble with them and probably lead to even more abuse if there's already some,
Everyone should be accepted for who they are and be able to express themselves and what they want to talk about.
If the topics pops up in the conversation with someone, there shouldn't be a reason to not talk about it.
But Republican Governor Ron DeSantis and his education commissioner are not waiting. They want the State Board of Education to vote on a similar measure next month.
These standards don't incorporate gender ideology or any of these theories in math, social studies, reading, or anything else.
Under the proposed rule change, teachers could face discipline up to and including firing if they discuss sexual orientation and gender identity in most classroom settings. Certain health courses would be allowed to include those discussions.
We preserve the health standards. And that makes it clear for teachers what it is, because there were a lot of questions about age appropriate. Well, this clarifies it for everyone.
Democrats and the state's largest teachers union call this more teacher intimidation and a move to further isolate and demonize non-traditional students and their families.
That teachers are scared to even talk about LGBTQ people or include them at all in the classroom for fear that they will face professional ruin.
And coming up all new on West 2 News at 6, we'll hear from the head of the state's largest teachers union, Andrew Spar with FEA, and get his take on this new proposed rule. Live in College Park, Orange County, Greg Fox, West 2 News.